Hey, it's BT with the BT SEPANG review. Let's get right to it. First of all, you can tell by the tone, I'm still shaken up from watching what happened to Roweda and Noah Detweiler. Please send some positive vibes up in the air, whatever, how you feel, whether it's prayer or just positive vibes, please, for both, especially Noah, man. He's in a bad way. Hope yeah, he'll pull through, but man, let's, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, listen, I didn't post after the Australian GP. This is an excuse, and I live my life without trying to make any excuses. But I was traveling. I work ships a lot, so I was on a ship, bad internet, and then, so that is an excuse. But anyway, that GP. Let's Australia real quick. Well, that GP was, look, Australia showed up to show out. Joel Kelso did his best to hang with Roweda, but man, Roweda just put the hammer down. So he was my rider of the race. Heartbreak in that race. I don't know who the heartbreak goes to, actually, in the Moto3 race last week. But I do give credit to Joel Kelso for, like I said, Australia showed up to show out. And Moto2, oh my, Senna A just did what he had to do. I guess what Joel Kelso couldn't do, and he showed up for Australia. That was a great Moto2 race in Australia. And I tell you, and it led to what happened in Sepang and MotoGP. It was great to watch Raul Fernandez get his first win. That kid has been through hell. Don't get me wrong. Bezeki was on one, but hey, for what happened in Indonesia. And that's just, it's like a trickle down effect. Everything, it's almost like life. Whatever you do in life comes back and gets you. It's like, even though he didn't mean it, what Bezeki did to Marquez in Indonesia, it was a racing incident, but he had to pay for it in Australia, and that cost him a victory. He was coming, but man, props to Raul Fernandez. He did the damn thing, well deserved. Let's get to Sepang. First of all, let's just be honest, and I'm gonna try to make this really quick. I'm trying to make this under 10 minutes because the internet is really bad. I'm on another ship, as you can tell by the background. Anyway, maybe it's just me, and I'm not even trying to be funny, but there's something about Malaysia, and especially Kuala Lumpur. Maybe it's just me. Somebody help me out. Is that place cursed? And I'm not even trying to be funny. Is it? Because we know what happened to Marco Simoncelli. It also was the plane, that Malaysian airliner that they lost. They lost an airplane that they never found. So is there something about that area? Does anybody know anything about the history? I'm an American, which means I don't know anything except for America, and I'm limited on that. So yeah, do you guys know anything? Because there's something about Sepang. Remember, it cost Marquez Moto2 title a year earlier. If you think about that, remember he had that crash and it messed up his eye. He had double vision. And then no one talks about in Moto2. I forget that was the Gino race. Somebody hit their head and they red flagged the Moto2 race. And then in MotoGP, Simoncelli lost his life in that race. So is there something? I don't like that circuit for some reason. Because it just seems like there's a bad juju there. Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. But anyway, if anybody can help me out on that, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's get to the racing. Moto3 heartbreak. You know where the heartbreak goes. Like I said, Noah Detweiler and Jose Antonio Roweda. Please wish nothing but positive vibes for them. The winner of the race, you got to go to Furusato, rider of the race. I mean, he did it. That's the first time somebody of Japanese heritage won since Sasaki. So props to Furusato. That was a long time coming. Props to him. Good kid. Moto2 is going to go down, I think, unto Valencia because, man, that was drama. Even though they were the last race, it was kind of apropos that they were the last race because that was the best race as far as drama goes. What do you mean? The rider of the race goes to Jake Dixon. Shaky Jake Dixon did his damn thing. Props to, he gave props to his grandpa and to the Moto3 riders. But the heartbreak goes to Manuel Gonzalez, who he slipped on a banana peel, walked under a ladder, whatever you want to say. He knocked out a mirror. I don't know. But whatever it was, he fell a crash during the turn in Moto2, and now it's up for grabs. Diego Moreira, who has never led a championship, is now leading the Moto2 championship, and he goes into Portimao, and he speaks Portuguese, and he's going to Portugal, and I'm telling you, man, Moto2 right now. Three people can win the title of Moto2. Diego Moreira, Manuel Gonzalez, Shaky Jake Dixon has an outside shot, and man, I think Canet just kind of blew his wad in that race. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Canet, but Moto2, that's how I feel about Moto2. Let's get to MotoGP. Listen, I thought Pecco had finally banished the demons. I don't know if he got an old Native American woman to come in and excise all the demons, or maybe an exorcist, and got a priest to clear out all the bad juju in the Ducati garage, and I'd be damned. In the race, he got snake bit again. I thought Bagnaia was back, but I guess I was wrong. Props to Alex Marquez. So Alex Marquez, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Rightfully so. Maybe it's just me. I'm gonna ask you guys. Rightfully so. He didn't get the credit he deserves. If you take Mark out from the equation, does he get the credit he deserves? Because a lot of them are. The only person who's been consistent this whole year has been Marquez. Let's just be honest. After that, it might go to Alex Marquez as far as being consistent. I mean, there's been a couple weekends like, yeah, and he's never looked as aggressive as Mark, and he made that mistake in the sprint, which is why Pecco just ended up walking the dog on him. But I don't think Alex gets the credit he deserves. And great race, he managed it great. And the great bad thing about Alex, man, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. Also, he said he was feeling it the whole weekend about what happened in Moto3, and I felt it. It was in my gut the whole time, waking up like hoping I wouldn't see, bad news on my Instagram feed, and I didn't. Fingers crossed. But Alex even said that. So props to Alex Marquez. He's my rider of the race. No. Rider of the race goes to, I'm going to say, Pedro Acosta. Remember I said how nobody rides the shit out of an unperforming bike like Fabio Quartararo? Well, nobody rides the shit out of a bike part two than Pedro Acosta. Acosta knows what he has, and he overrides it. But let me tell you something. What he did in that race was phenomenal, because go back to Aragon. I was in Aragon and watching him kind of just stalk Pecco. He knew he couldn't pass him, but he tried to say dirty moves, but that's what he said. Pecco's a gentleman, because even he kind of said it. I'm paraphrasing, but he kind of, it's in racing, but, a little, not dirty, but he was putting his wheel there and hoping he could make Pecco have a mistake. And he said Pecco could have did the same thing to him, but he didn't. He was a gentleman. And what Pedro Acosta does, nobody wants to see somebody win more than Pedro Acosta. I mean, seriously, because as much as I love Raul Fernandez, which I do, everybody's been waiting for that victory for Pedro Acosta, and it's coming. But it's like, he and Quartararo, personally, if I was Dorna, well, now it's Liberty Media. Liberty and Dorna should get together during the off season and say, listen, these two guys need to win. They need to be on a winning bike. And if you can't make it happen, we'll make it happen. And let's just be honest. That's what they should do. They should make it if Quartararo and Acosta on the same bike. This is a dick move, but hear me out. Gut VR46 riders. I love DG. I love Morbidelli. Closest we come to a black rider, I love Morbidelli. But this is business. You put Acosta and Quartararo on a VR46 and just have a switch. Don't put Morbidelli or DG out. Have them get on a KTM bike, and when I'm get on the Yamaha bike, have Frankie go back to Yamaha and go, guess who's back? Or just like Laverne and Shelley, hello, and he's back. But either way, you gotta have Pedro and Fabio on a winning bike to bring the heat to Marquez. As much as I love Marquez, I mean, that's good for TV is what I'm saying, or good for viewing. Because when Marquez was killing them, and now that he's out, his chance for other people to win, which they are, but you need better battles. And I mean, I think if Fabio had a winning bike and Pedro Acosta, if they could bring the fight to Marquez, I think you get more eyes on the sport, and that's what you need. And by the way, I know I'm ranting right now, but listen, we all know the reason that MotoGP goes through the shitty season in Australia is because of Formula One comes there, I think, March or late February, and so they have to space it out. Here's what you do. Okay, as much as I love World Superbike, you got to play big bank, take little bank. MotoGP goes in February, starts the season in Phillip Island with the good weather, okay? Have them go in January. No offense to the Australian people and the New Zealand people. You can get some money. Right, you can round up some cash to go to both events in January and March. You can space that out, right? Of course you can. So have MotoGP go, look, World Superbike, just kind of strong arm them like the Mafia. Hey, look, I love you guys, have a great series, but hey, it'd be a shame if something happened to you. So here's what we're gonna do, right? Have MotoGP go there, start the season off in Phillip Island, okay? Have great weather, and you can have better racing because it's a great track, but that weather is shitty. So have them go in the summertime down there, and have MotoGP go there, and have World Superbike just go to Australia. You know what? Maybe even have a mix and match. Just have the World Superbike factory teams, or World Superbike go there and have them be the support class, or just like the wild card class. And I don't know how you can make it happen. Shit can happen. Trust me, they can make it happen. So if you can put peanut butter and jelly in the same jar, God damn it, you can make World Superbike and MotoGP feasible in the same weekend. So let that happen. Anyway, as far as the racing goes in and Sepang, just watching Acosta race, stalk Pecco. Granted, Pecco had trouble with the tire, with his tire, and it wasn't Pecco's fault. He just snake bit this year. I don't know what happened to Pecco, but anyway, the arrival of Pedro Acosta and what he's doing is, and if you, like I said, you haven't get a chance, watch a Pedro Acosta interview. It's worth your time, because he's kind of sounds like Daniel Petrucci. He sounds like Petrucci, like a smaller Petrucci, like, well, the bike is what it is. So I mean, he's a treasure. MotoGP needs him. He's the personality MotoGP needs, because after Mark, as much as I love those guys, who's got the personality? Acosta's the only one with a personality. The rest of them are great. I mean, I love Fabio, but he didn't have that personality. Anyway, listen, I just want to get this in. I really did. It's going over 10 minutes. But I want to get this in just because I have nobody else to talk to about GP. And you guys, and I apologize for Australia. So thanks for sticking with me. I hope you guys enjoy this. But please answer my questions. I want to know what you guys think of anything I just said on here. Thank you for listening. And Pedro Acosta and Fabio Quartararo have to be relevant on good bikes and bring the fight so we can all enjoy MotoGP. Because it's not F1. We don't want it to be F1. It is what it is. And it's the greatest sport ever. Anyway, that's it. I'm BT. Thanks for listening. You know the phrase. Peace.